True. Quiet on the set. So. Alright. Hi guys. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Shawna. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. So the background is like completely different because I'm in quarantine and I'm back in Cuba and there are people sitting down staring at me, making me conscious. But so this was like a requested video. We've been in here for like how much days? It hasn't been 5 days, eh?
Like 4 days.
So we've been in here for like 4 days now. We were told at the beginning that it would be 5 days, and now this morning when we asked, they said it would either be tomorrow or Sunday that we would leave. So we don't know when we're going to leave, but I just wanted to cover all the stuff for the people who are curious as to like what we go through the quarantine now, traveling in this COVID age. So the first thing, the airport in Jamaica. I don't remember which video it was. One of the recent videos I talked about a certain airline that I said, you guys, if you have a choice, you shouldn't take. I had to take that airline to come up because it was a chartered flight and we didn't have a choice. Listen to me. Do not give that airline your money. The people are so rude, like the worst service I've ever experienced with an airline, everything. They made me check my carry-on because yes, it was overweight, but we're going back to Cuba, say like, you could have given us a blind. But like $75 after they already told us that we couldn't have a second bag when we could have had a second bag when we got to the airport. Like, do not go with Inter-Caribbean Airlines. I don't even care anymore. Like, sue me. I'm in a business. Y'all are horrible, fam. I would never recommend you to anyone. If you can travel when the commercial flights start out back and you're coming back to Cuba, go on Cayman Airlines. Also, Cayman Airlines, if you want to sponsor me, free flights will always be accepted. Your parent can't come inside with you when you get to the airport. It seems like there's any regulation. I left from Kingston. My mom wasn't able to come inside with me. I only saw one girl with her mom inside. I don't know how she got her inside, but nobody else's parents was able to come inside. So we had to like adult and do things ourselves, which sucks, especially at the airport. We went around, we went on the plane, and we left. When we got to the airport in Cuba now, that was a whole thing. So we got off the plane, and right as we reached, they're spraying us with bleach. Pure bleach in a spray bottle to like sanitize our hands. We got on the bus and then they brought us to the other area. When we got into the area now, it was basically like a whole health center. So there were people there who were ready to like test us, do the PCR test. So we didn't have to do it before we left. We didn't have to pay to the PCR test before we got on the plane. When we got to Cuba though, we had to do it. We didn't have to pay. It was just like mandatory them test you. So they took our temperature and everything. They ask you, do you feel okay? Do you have any symptoms? Were you around anyone who had symptoms of COVID-19? Then you proceed on. They give you like this little card. We still have it, but we're not going to dig up that now. And then they sent you along to go to the nurses station, and we did the PCR test there. It was uncomfortable as always, but we got through that, and then we went into the line to go to immigration. The lady came around and like she collected our carnet, which is like our government ID and stuff, and she left. I'm assuming they went to photocopy it so that they could keep track of all the people who came and basically have our ID and everything on. So they took that, photocopied them. She brought back the cards, and then after we were allowed to go to the immigration officer. Regular thing, the regular questions that they'll ask you. I think they assumed that we were students this time. Normally they would ask that. Then she told us to look into the camera and whatever. They took the picture and then we were allowed to pass through. Next up was customs, which again they searched us again. Not really search, but we had to remove our shoes and put all your hand luggage and all of that jazz into the bins to go through and be scanned. After that, you collect your ish and then you go around to get your baggage if you did check a bag or not. After you get your baggage, you can't just walk out like you could before. So you'll go over to a giant scanner that they have, and you place your thing on it, and it goes through and they scan your checked bag again to make sure that there's not anything in there that for whatever reason that wasn't a thing before, but it is now. For each and every one of us, all the students had to line up and wait and get our bags checked. They also had drug sniffing dogs at the airport that were walking around us about 5 times to look for, I don't think they were looking for drugs, but maybe like food, any food items that we shouldn't have or whatever, or any live things, because Corona started with animals like that. So after then, before we walked out again, our bags were sanitized. Like, they sprayed all our bags and all of that jazz with sanitizer again. After all of that was when we were finally allowed to leave. When we walked out, there was a bus waiting on us for all the students. Well, in this case, all the Jamaican students who came up to pile onto the bus, and they took us straight to quarantine. The quarantine is actually at my school. So we're staying over the residence area where normally scholarship students would stay if they live on dorm. They moved them to a different school, and now we're staying here. And it's been okay so far. Like, them don't trouble us. Like, we're just doing our quarantine and waiting. When we arrived at quarantine, as usual, that I always talk about Cuba and its bipolar weather. It was pouring, like, it was raining, pouring. We didn't even get to get our stuff off of the bus before like it started pouring and thing, and that was mucky and gross. So by the time we reach inside, I think we're over everything. We're just like, yo, where's our room? I don't want to see nobody. What we getting to eat? Cause got in, they designated the room, so all the girls are on one side, all the boys are on the other side. There's like communal bathrooms, so all the girls use one bathroom area, all the guys use another bathroom area. And yeah, we're not allowed to leave our dorms, like to go back and forth. We're doing that when we just came, going back and forth, going into the guys' rooms. Sometimes they come down here, we'd go for food and thing, and a whole barter system was going on to exchange for like food, cup soup, all of that jazz. And after they locked the doors, because they're like, we're not supposed to interact with each other, we're putting more people at risk, whatever. We all came down together, so I'm just like, but I understand why they're doing it. After, yeah, so we're in our rooms, we get food, all of that jazz. Oh, you're given a towel, sheets, pillowcase. What else they give us? They give you a bar of soap and such, but I mean, if you probably brought all that stuff up with you anyways. If you're new here, then you're going to bring up a towel for the first time. If you're like me who lives here and have all that stuff already, you didn't come up with that stuff, bring clothes to do your quarantine in, because for me, I mostly brought like gym clothes and going out clothes. So I've literally been just sleeping in my gym clothes because all my night stuff are already here at my house, but you're not able to go to your house until the quarantine is done. Other things while here, so the food, we're not gonna talk about the food. Talked about this long time before, say lower your expectations when they come at Cuba for food. Just all I'm gonna say is bring a lot of cup soup, bring a lot of cereal, bring stuff to eat, things that you can have. And if you're bringing cup soup and stuff, bring a kettle so that you can boil water and use it, okay? If you buy patty in the airport, bring a food press to warm it. Something like that. Like, bring stuff to eat. You have been warned. Next thing, getting tested. So when we just came, as I said, we did the PCR test in the airport. After the 5 days, which the quarantine they said it was, but actually on the 5th day you do the PCR test again, and then if it comes back negative, then we can leave. So we're doing the second PCR test tomorrow, we were told. So hopefully it comes back negative and we can leave. School starts on Monday, so we're really trying to get out of here and go places to go. Shh. Really trying to get out of here and go places to go get food and stuff to prepare for school to start and all of that. So on top of the PCR test, yesterday we got our blood drawn. I don't know what for. When you're just coming up and stuff for like the first time, they usually, or whenever you go home and come up back, usually you do a blood test so that they can make sure that you're not bringing back anything. So we had to do that yesterday. They woke up everybody before breakfast and thing, and they did the boys first and came down, and then they did the girls first. It wasn't bad. The lady who was doing it this time, I have to give her props because it never hurt at all. Like, she knew exactly what she was doing. It hurt for you? You're afraid I needle? it didn't hurt, guys. I don't like getting my blood drawn, but in comparison to the ones before, this lady knew what she was doing. So I have to hats off to her. It went smoothly and thing. This side don't even hurt me like after, which it always does when other people do, but I don't even feel it. It didn't take days to heal or anything. When are we leaving? Like I said, the PCR test is being done tomorrow. I don't know when we're leaving to leave out like of here, but when we do, we're going like straight home and all that jazz. Oh, if you know anyone in Cuba, they can bring you water. For example, they don't provide drinking water here, so that was another reason to bring a kettle and bring a filter so that you can boil water and then filter it through, which is what we've been doing, and then drink it from there. Yeah, bring your water. If you have somebody to bring water for you, then have them do that. But yeah, just come prepared to be here for a while. Come with shows so that you can watch shows. If you have Sims like me, come with Sims for play Sims while you're in a quarantine, and just let the days go by. It's not that bad because there are 3 other people in the room with you, so you have people to talk to if you're chill with people and thing. So it goes by quicker than when we initially came up. I want to show you guys the room, but I have to film that on like a different day and insert it here so that you all can see, because our room look kind of nasty now. So on the day when we're leaving, we'll probably like film when everything is like back put together and stuff. Oh, this is the last thing I want to talk about. So as it is that I'm back in Cuba, as of last night, they sent us our calendario for the year, or school calendar, to finish out the school year of things that we missed during when COVID hit, and for the upcoming year, which is the following year that we're going into. Now, as much as my channel is growing and I'm extremely excited for that and all of that jazz, the whole premise around my channel is life in Cuba. Therefore, I'm going to have to take some time to make sure that I pass my exams that are coming in 5 weeks, that they just told us yesterday, to make sure that I pass so that I can still be in Cuba to have a whole channel about life in Cuba. So I'm not going to be posting regularly for like a couple weeks and stuff. If you're new here, you still subscribe. I will get back to it, but after exams, like priorities, guys. But YouTube is fun and all, but priorities. And I'm glad I can help you all, but I'm also need to help myself, because it's a lot of money to study here, and that can't just go waste hunting over what is right now a hobby. No offense. But yeah, I might be MIA for a while, and then I'll be back eventually with vlogs and then going out and stuff. But as of the next 5 weeks to like maybe December, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going out to restaurants, not going out for anything. But if there are little things that I go places for to do, I'll definitely vlog and bring you guys along with me. But yeah, I think that covers everything that we're doing in quarantine and such. I think that's the end of this video. If you found it helpful, let me know below. Just comment down below. Like this video if you like change a setting. Need to set up my background at home. But yeah, like this video, share it if there's someone that you know who wants to study in Cuba or is coming up this year and they want to know like how everything is going to be set up, what are the things that they're going to have to go through, and just general life and stuff. Share the Surviving Cuba playlist that I have on my channel with them so that they can get up to date on everything. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, even though I'm going to go MIA, but I will be back, so just subscribe so you can know when that is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.